Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very warm welcome to you all, ABSEC's online sport program. First of all, I would like to share value of the week about good manners. The Prophet ﷺ said, "The best among you are those who have the best manners and character." Dear student, good manners are not just about following rules. They show respect and kindness towards others. We should speak kindly even when we are upset. You should use polite words like please, thank you, excuse me, and treat everyone equally regardless of their background is a good mark of good character. Dear students, today we will discuss chapter number 8, lesson 1 and 2. Lesson 1 is about line of symmetry and the lesson 2 is about rotational symmetry in plane figures. First, we will discuss the summary of the lesson, line of symmetry, center of rotational symmetry, order of rotational symmetry, and plane of symmetry. After watching this video, you will be able to identify line of symmetry. You can recognize rotational symmetry and find the point of rotation and order of rotational symmetry. Dear students, we have already discussed the line of symmetry. Let's take a recap of the line of symmetry. A line of symmetry is a straight line that divides a shape into two equal parts where one part is an exact reflection of the other. Basically, a line of symmetry is a line along which the plane or any shape is divided into two equal parts. You can see in the diagrams which are given on your screen. To draw a line of symmetry, we have to locate the position where the figure can split into two equal parts. You can see in the triangle a vertical dotted line is given. This line is called the line of symmetry. You can see when we will turn this triangle from right to left, then we can see the half of the triangle. Same for the square, regular pentagon and regular hexagon. When these lines are given, when we use the line and turn from right to left or left to right, then we can see the figure is divided into two equal halves. Let's watch an interesting video for the reinforcement of line of symmetry.
Today, let's learn something different called line of symmetry. Let's start. Look at the Star of David. Now, let's fold his figure in half. You will notice that both the halves match each other exactly. If you can fold a figure in half so that the two halves exactly match, the figure is said to be symmetrical. The fold line is called the line of symmetry or axis of symmetry. Here, line AG is one such line of symmetry. The others are line BH, line CI, line DJ, line EK and line FL. Thus, we say that Star of David has 6 lines of symmetry. Now, let's draw the lines of symmetry for the given figures. Figure 1. A rectangle. Here, we can divide the figure into two equal halves by folding it vertically or horizontally. Thus, we say a rectangle has 2 lines of symmetry. Figure 2. An apple. Here, we cannot divide an apple into two equal halves. Thus, an apple has no line of symmetry. Figure 3. Letter A. We can divide the letter into two equal halves by folding it vertically. Thus, we say letter A has one line of symmetry. Coming to the last figure, number 0. Here, we can divide the number 0 into two equal halves by folding it vertically or horizontally. Thus, we say that number 0 has two lines of symmetry. Kids, now it's time for you to practice line of symmetry on your own.
I hope you enjoyed the video and you can now easily draw the line of symmetry. Dear student, this is exercise 8a, question number 9. Shade in one small square on the diagram so that the resulting diagram has the line of symmetry. Dear students, we have to color our box. So when we draw the line of symmetry, or figure or shape can be divided into equally half parts. So we can see we cannot color any box except the last row, the middle box of the last row. When we color the middle box of the last row, we can simply draw a line of symmetry and easily can divide our shape into equally half part. In question number 10, add one square to the figure so that the resulting diagram has one line of symmetry. You can see we have to draw only one line of symmetry in the figure which is given. We have to draw a box upward the last row of the last box. So we can easily divide our figure into equal half part and draw only one line of symmetry. Our exercise 8b is about rotational symmetry in plane figures. Dear students, here are two words, plane figures and rotational symmetry. First, I will discuss plane figures. Plane figures is basically a two-dimensional geometrical shape that has length and breadth but no thickness, 2D shape. Basically, all 2D shapes are called plane figures. You can see in the picture given below. And the second one is rotational symmetry. Rotational symmetry is the number of times a shape can fit into itself when it is rotated 360 about its center. Rotational symmetry is basically a shape looks the same after it's rotated around a fixed point. Is called the center of rotation. Our question number 1 of exercise 8AB is copy the following diagrams and mark the center rotation for each diagrams. Diagrams are given. You have to remember the center of rotation. Center of rotation is a fixed point around which a figure rotates. A point around which a figure rotates. For the solution of these questions, you will simply put a small mark in the mid of the NF shape. Question number 2 is the object shown has rotational symmetry of order r. Find the value of r. The new term is order of symmetry. R. The number of positions in which a figure can be rotated and still appears exactly as it did before the rotation is called the order of symmetry. For example, in this question, you can see a star can be rotated 5 times along its tip and look at the same every time. So, its order of symmetry is 5. Let's recall the definition of the topic. Line of symmetry. A line is a line of symmetry of a figure if the half shapes or either side of the line are congruent, the figure is symmetrical. A symmetrical figure may have more than one line of symmetry. Second, center of rotational symmetry. A point is a center of rotational symmetry of a figure if the figure maps onto itself under rotation about the point. Order of rotational symmetry. The order of rotational symmetry is the number of different ways in which a figure can map onto itself by rotation. In the case of order 1, we say that there is no rotational symmetry. Plane of symmetry. A plane is a plane of symmetry of a solid if the half shapes or either side of the plane are congruent. The last one we will discuss in the other video. Before written work, you must know the success criteria. You have to remember, mark point of rotation, then find the order of rotational symmetry. Your written work is Exercise 8A, page 182, question number 9 and 10. Exercise 8B, page 184, question number 1 and 2. You have to do all the work on your textbook. If you have any query, you can contact me. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.